Imagine this. In first period English, Marcus ducks into the bathroom in between class. His friends think he's just going to go wash his hands, but when the door closes behind him, he pulls out something. It's a vape pen disguised as a USB drive. Around 10 minutes later, he stumbles back into class, chest tight and fighting to breathe. His friends laugh it off, but here's the real truth. Vaping is no joke, and for thousands of students across America, Marcus's story is becoming their reality. According to the Hawk News, in November of 2024, nearly 1.63 million middle and high school students reported using e-cigarettes. That is almost 6% of the population of students nationwide. Think about that. In a room of 30 students, nearly 2 of them are vaping on a regular basis. And while many of us believe that vaping is harmless or just flavored air, the reality is much darker. Chemicals, heavy metals, and nicotine levels equivalent to packs of cigarettes are damaging not only our bodies, but our futures. Today, I'm here to plead the case for our generation. Schools, parents, and communities must take stronger steps to stop the youth of America from vaping before it steals our health, our potential, and eventually, even our lives. I'll first start off with problems that vaping creates for students. Next, why so many are drawn to it in the first place. And finally, solutions that can turn this epidemic around. So, what exactly is happening when students vape? Let's start off with health. The Santa Fe New Mexican in June of 2024 warned that some disposable vapes contain more nicotine than an entire carton of cigarettes. Imagine inhaling 200 cigarettes in just a few days. The misconception that vaping is risk-free is simply false. The Hawk News also revealed that vaping can lead to bronchiolitis obliterations, or popcorn lung, caused by inhaling toxic chemicals like diacetyl. Even worse, heavy metals, like I've mentioned earlier, such as nickel and cadmium, are also present, which scar the lung and cause irreversible damage. And the effects don't just stop at physical. Addiction takes hold fast. According to the Hartford Courant in October of 2024, nurse practitioner DeHaan Wilcox explained how teenagers are becoming highly addicted to high levels of nicotine in these products. It leads to the use of other substances such as cannabis or other recreational drugs. It's clear that vaping doesn't stop at vaping, it escalates. Academics also takes a hit as well. Students reported using vaping to relax, but the Hawk News quoted someone from a smoke shop who was an employee that say that most students use it to relax, but it's not actually relaxing you. You're getting anxiety the entire time you're using it, and when you take a hit, it relieves you for just a second, but only because you're addicted. That constant cycle of being through anxiety and relief to anxiety and relief again, it makes it harder for us to focus, to succeed, to learn. So the problem is clear. Vaping harms health, it damages learning, and traps us students in a cycle that we seemingly cannot escape from. Now, why do students start, and why is it so hard for them to stop? Part of that answer is loopholes and marketing. The New York Times in March of 2022 uncovered how companies such as Puff Bar dodged FDA rules by using not tobacco-derived nicotine like usual products, but synthetic nicotine. As Meredith Berkman stated against vaping and cigs, these companies are deliberately driving their trucks of poison through this huge loophole, and it's utterly disgusting. And you know what? The marketing does work. Vapes are designed to look cool and trendy and even harmless. The Santa Fe New Mexican pointed out how some devices are made to look like USB drives or even highlighters, so students can hide them in school. And what are the flavors being offered? It's not just your typical tobacco. It's cotton candy, mango, even gummy bear. It's clear that these aren't aimed at adults, but rather bait for their children. Peer pressure also plays its part too. The Hawk News showed how vaping becomes integrated into party culture, replacing the old image of cigarettes at parties. If everyone around you is doing something, it makes you feel normal to join in as well, even pressured to do so. Even schools are scrambling to keep up with all of this. The Los Angeles Times in 2024 reported how districts nationwide have spent millions on vape detection modules used in their bathrooms, even using the COVID-19 relief funds that they have been offered. But one student in Texas stated how the repercussions that she had faced were absolutely horrible, and the people who made these policies don't actually walk the campuses enough to see it working in real time. So the policies can be harsh, but they're not always effective. And lastly, there's Juul. The Indian Express in September of 2022 revealed that the US state accused Juul of creating a new generation of nicotine addicts with slick ads and paid influencers, and again, those sweet flavors like cotton candy and mango. Connecticut's attorney put it bluntly that Juul is cynically calculated in its advertising campaigns to its underage youth. So the causes are seemingly everywhere, from loopholes to predatory marketing to peer influence. But here's the good news. With every problem, there is a solution. So what we can start off with is first enforcement. Tallahassee's Democrat in October of 2024 reported that Leon County schools used nearly $190,000 from the Juul's lawsuit settlement to install vapings in the bathroom stalls. And are these perfect? No, but it shows how legal accountability from companies can be used directly towards students and possibly in reinvention. Second, educational support is going to be needed. In 2023, many students have reported in the Hartford Courant that they were indeed trying to quit, but it's seemingly clear as day how they just don't have the proper support system. So I urge schools to start imploring counseling and anti-nicotine therapy instead of going to vast punishments like suspension or expulsion. We need to help the students, not banish them away. And for parents, it's time to have those tough conversations with your children. Seeing people feel peer pressured against this, do you want your child to be next? It's difficult to have those conversations, but it is necessary. And for law, what we can do is put a regulation on these synthetic nicotines and possibly, put a hold on those flavors and maybe ban them. Now, let's take a look back at Marcus. Maybe you know Marcus. Maybe you have been walking in those bathroom halls and smelling nicotine. See, this is not just a story about the Marcuses out in the world. It's a story about all of us. The Hawk News quoted one student honestly. Even though we don't know all the long-term effects yet, something is going to happen. And you know what? He is right. Something will happen. The question is, will it be another generation trapped to addiction, or will it be a generation that finally breaks free? The choice is ours. Let's choose wisely.